Donald Trump is the sixth president to visit Israel. Richard Nixon was the first in 1974. Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama also traveled to the country as president. Dan Senor is co-founder of the Foreign Policy Initiative. He's also co-author of Startup Nation, the story of Israel's economic miracle. And he planned Mitt Romney's trip to Israel during the 2012 campaign. Welcome.
Good to be with you guys.
All of that. Let's just talk about what exactly happened in Saudi Arabia.
Sure.
First, there is in the Middle East this great Sunni-Shia split. And beyond speaking to these people who were there in Saudi Arabia, there's nothing he could have said to them that would have pleased them more than trying to isolate Iran, because it was a direct contradiction of what Barack Obama had been trying to do.
The centerpiece of much of President Obama's foreign policy in the Middle East for his 8 years was figuring out if there was a deal to be done with Iran, that Iran could be a potential partner in the region. That had the effect of, in the eyes of the Gulf, the Sunni Gulf countries, of which Saudi Arabia is the most powerful, that he was downgrading their relationships, and they were deeply uneasy about this. And for the President of the United States, on his first trip abroad, to come to Riyadh and basically say, we are in this together. We are here to isolate Iran. We're going to work with the Sunni countries. We're going to work with Israel. And announcing this big arms deal with Saudi Arabia really sends a message about a tilt. You saw the Iranian foreign minister in the last 24 hours tweet out, sort of lashing out at what President Trump had done in Saudi Arabia. It's a clear sign that the Iranians are worried about the potential isolation, which is...
And what he hopes is that Saudi Arabia and those other countries will help him with Israel doing some deal with the Palestinians.
Right. In other words, if Israel is to feel that there's space to get some kind of deal done with the Palestinians, they want to know that it will also include some kind of normalization of relationships with the broader Arab world. And that has never come before. And I think the Trump administration is trying to push the Sunni Gulf states in that direction.
He never mentioned the word radical Islamic terrorism, something that he mentioned quite often on the campaign. Did that surprise you at all?
No, because we've seen a number of cases where he says a lot of things on the campaign and he can rejigger for governing. And he had to do that here because he had secured some pretty considerable concessions from the Saudis in not just they were working together closely in Iran, which was an easy deal for the Saudis to make, but in combating radical terrorism, combating the ideology behind it, combating the funding behind it. There was one very significant step that was accomplished on this trip. They got the Saudis to not just say that we as a government will not support the indoctrination and the funding of terrorist activities around the world. We will bar citizens from doing it. Citizens will be held criminally liable, which is a big, I think, development.
The symbolism of this trip, very important as well. Believed to be the first direct flight ever from Riyadh to Israel. What does President Trump want, or what will he get in this visit to Israel?
Yeah, so it's the first time a president has gone this early to Israel in the presidency, right? You mentioned all those other presidents. None of them have gone this early. Obama and Bush went during their second terms. I think that the president wants to send a message to Israel. We have your back. You are not alone. Lock arms with us. I mean, this is the thinking of a national security team. Lock arms with us. And if he can get Israel to lock arms with the United States and make them feel that the bond is unbreakable, that we have your back, that you can trust us, Israel will be more comfortable making concessions, taking some risk for peace that they otherwise would not have.
And he's also saying that Israel and the Sunni Arabs have the same enemy, which is Iran, and we'll help you there.
Absolutely. So let's unify and isolate this together, isolate this threat. I know we got to go. I would just say the Sunni Arab world and Israel have been quietly working together over the last few years. This is a new development. They're quietly working together, and I think the Trump administration wants that to be sort of not held beneath the table, but above the table, held very publicly, that new relationship. Thank you.
Thank you so much.